everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss the whole process of DNA cloning along with the related enzymes. So this video is basically the English version of the video which I have uploaded earlier in Hindi. So let's dive into this video. So let us first consider what is DNA cloning. So DNA cloning is basically the process of amplification of desirable DNA sequences. And this process is basically employed to increase the copy number of the desirable DNA sequence. This requires DNA replication. DNA replication is basically the production of replicas of the known DNA sequence. So DNA cloning basically consists of two types. One is cell-based cloning and another one is cell-free cloning. So let us first consider what is cell-based cloning. So cell-based cloning requires recombinant DNA molecule production, which basically consists of desirable DNA sequence along with another sequence that is known as plasmid or the vector. So once the recombinant DNA molecule has been produced, it is transformed into the host. Transformation is basically done into the E. coli bacteria or any other known organism such as yeast. After transformation, we are basically concerned about the selective amplification of the recombinant DNA molecule. After the amplification of the recombinant DNA, we are going to isolate that DNA and then transfer that recombinant DNA to the desirable organism. So this process requires a cell for transformation. So this process is known as cell-based cloning. Another process is cell-free cloning, which does not require a particular cell. It is also known as polymerase chain reaction. Polymerase chain reaction is called as PCR. This process was first discovered by Kary Mullis, and he said that this process requires certain enzymes such as DNA polymerases, which can help in the amplification of the desirable DNA sequence in vitro conditions. In vitro conditions means in lab conditions where the presence of cell is not required. This process is very rapid as compared to cell-based cloning, and it is also inexpensive. This process is very simple and can be employed in various machines known as thermocycler. Now, what are the enzymes which are required in DNA cloning? So, first type of enzyme that is required is DNA polymerase. So, DNA polymerase is the DNA polymerizing enzyme which can help in the amplification of the DNA sequence. Ribonuclease helps in the degradation of RNA segments, while deoxyribonucleases helps in the degradation of DNA sequences. Another important enzyme is restriction enzyme. So restriction enzymes basically helps to cut the DNA sequence from the whole genome of the organism. Now, the DNA polymerases are of various types. First one is DNA polymerase 1, which is also known as Kornberg enzyme after the discovery by Kornberg scientists. Now, this enzyme has two activities. First is 3' to 5' exonuclease activity, and another one is 5' to 3' exonuclease activity. Both these activities are important to remove the contaminated double-stranded sequences of DNA which have been formed by mistake. Another important activity is 5' to 3' polymerase activity, which basically helps in the amplification of the DNA sequence in the 5' to 3' direction. Another important DNA polymerase is Taq polymerase. So Taq polymerase was first isolated from Thermus aquaticus, that is a thermophilic bacteria. So this enzyme basically works under various thermophilic conditions, and it has 5' to 3' polymerase and exonuclease activity. So it can remove the double-stranded contamination towards the upstream of the DNA sequence, and it can also help in the amplification of the DNA. Another DNA polymerase is reverse transcriptase, was discovered by Howard Taman and David Baltimore. This enzyme basically helps in the production of DNA from the RNA sequences. Now, what are these some important ribo or deoxyribonucleases? So, first one is mung bean nuclease. This enzyme was isolated from mung bean and it is known to cleave single-stranded DNA sequences as well as single-stranded RNA sequences, but cannot cut double-stranded DNA or double-stranded RNA sequences. Another important enzyme is RNase A. So RNase A is the enzyme which can cut single-stranded RNA molecules but cannot target double-stranded RNA sequences. Another important enzyme is S1 nuclease. So S1 nuclease basically helps in the degradation of RNA, which can be single-stranded or double-stranded, and it can also cleave single-stranded DNA sequences. Another important enzyme is RNase H. So RNase H is the enzyme which helps in the removal of RNA from the RNA-DNA hybrid. Now, what are the additional enzymes which are also required in DNA cloning process? So, first one is alkaline phosphatase. Alkaline phosphatase is the enzyme which removes the phosphate from the 5' end of the DNA sequence. So, as we know, the DNA sequence has two ends, 5' and 3' end. 5' end is known to possess a phosphate group, while the 3' end is known to possess a hydroxyl group. So alkaline phosphatase basically removes the phosphate group from the 5' end of the DNA sequence. Another enzyme is T4 polynucleotide kinase, which helps in the addition of phosphate group to the 5' end of the DNA sequence. So it is basically reversing the function of alkaline phosphatase. Another important enzyme is DNA ligase. So as we know, ligation is the process of joining of two DNA sequences or two nucleotide sequences. So DNA ligase is known to join DNA molecules. Another enzyme is terminal deoxynucleotidal transferase, which is known to help in the amplification of DNA sequence by homopolymerization. So it basically adds on a tail of certain homopolymer sequences, such as only adenine sequences or only guanine sequences towards the 5' end of the DNA sequence. So it is basically adding a tail to the DNA sequence. So these were certain enzymes which are very helpful in DNA cloning process. After this video, we would be discussing more about DNA cloning and also what is the DNA replication process and other processes in English. So stay tuned. Goodbye.